Hello, my name is Jasmine and welcome to my YouTube channel. Feel free to give me a little like or subscribe if you like what you see today. But today I'm going to be talking about my stage experience at my first ever bikini bodybuilding show. So I've not long done my first ever bikini bodybuilding show and it had been a goal of mine for literally years. I did my training and I spent 11 months training to get to my bodybuilding show, and I spent 14 weeks on my bodybuilding prep. So the day of the actual show, you are so excited, you're so nervous, you've had so much dedication and discipline to get to that point, and it is so fulfilling to actually get onto stage and actually show everyone what you're made of and show everyone what you've achieved in that time. But it does mean it's really easy to put a lot of pressure on yourself for that day because you've done so much work leading up to it. So let me run through how I felt when I stepped onto stage for the first time at my show, which was an NPC bikini bodybuilding show in the UK with 2 Bros Pro. I was about 3rd or 4th on the stage of the first timers bikini category. So I watched the other girls when I was waiting to come on, watched them go to the middle, they did their routine, then they stood to the side. And then one by one, off they were going, and then suddenly you're like, oh my God, it's me next. This is my moment, I was trained for 11 months for this one moment of these 10 seconds on stage where I'm doing my routine. It's a lot of sudden pressure I felt on myself. And then with that amount of pressure, I just started shaking. Everything was shaking. My legs were shaking. My arms were shaking. My face was shaking. I was trying so hard to have the biggest smile towards the judges, but basically because my face was so shaky, I looked really manic, like trying to smile and trying to not have my nervous body shake. But I stepped out onto stage. I didn't fall over, which I'm really happy with, although if you do fall over, I think if you style it out then you're going to be fine. But I took a step onto stage, walked to the middle, stood there with my shakiness trembling away, and you have the judges below you in a row of a desk, and out the back you had all the audience there ready to look. And I know this sounds really self-explanatory and it sounds really simplistic, but it is the weirdest thing in the world that you get judged on your body in that moment, which I know is weird because you do bodybuilding to literally get your body judged on how well you built muscle and how well you show it off, and you're doing it to be compared to other people. But suddenly when you're on stage and everyone's looking you up and down, the judges are writing stuff, they have no smile on their face, and the people in the audience are checking you out and looking at you compared to other people. It's the weirdest feeling. Even though I knew in the back of my mind it was going to happen, suddenly I was on stage and realising, oh, they're like spending a lot of time looking at this bit of my body or that bit of my body. Suddenly I was shaking, randomly self-conscious when I didn't need to be. I think that's part of the sort of thinking, sort of stressing about the day. And then I did my routine. So that is your front pose, your transition to back pose, transition back to front. You give a little wave off and you go to the side. And then suddenly when I was at the side, it was kind of like a sigh of relief because the next girl then came on, did her routine, and the sort of 5 or 6 girls after that came on, did their routines as well. And suddenly when I was watching them, I had a breather, I was looking out in the crowd, I saw my partner, I saw that everyone was just focusing on the girls who's doing their routine. Suddenly I thought, you know what, I've got this stage stuff, let me stand here, let me do my best pose. But what they don't tell you is that in the UK at least, you stand on the side, you don't walk on the stage or off the stage like they do in the Olympia or something, which is what you normally see, especially if you're into bikini bodybuilding, that's the pinnacle, so you watch that. But they don't do that, they then have you on to do your routine and you all stand to the side. So I had to hold my pose for probably about over 5 minutes, to be honest. So if you're also going to do a bikini show, I'd say practice holding your posing for at least 5 minutes, because I was cramping in places that I didn't know I could cramp. But you can't show the pain on your face, so you got this big smile on, you can't really readjust because you're literally standing girl by girl by girl by girl by girl. And it was definitely interesting. My calves were not happy, my lower back was not happy by standing in that position for so long wearing such high heels. So practice your posing and just standing in your front pose for like 5 minutes if you're doing a bikini show, because you're going to find it so much better on the actual day than what I did. Then they brought the girls out. They brought the left side into the middle to compare, the right side into the middle to compare. Then they did first call out, so their 6 favourite girls, and their second call outs and their 6 second favourite girls. They normally put the girls they like best in the middle and then sort of work their way out based on you know, what girls they thought were going to be more their standard than others. Then they would switch the girls around if they thought actually one was posing better than the other, and sort of get the best girl in the middle in the end. Then you give a little wave, you go off, and you wait until later on when they call you back on to know your placing. Now I did 2 classes. I did one bikini first timers and one class for my height category, and if it's your first time doing a show, I would 100% recommend it, doing more than one class, that is, because on the first class, like I say, I was so shaky, I was so nervous, and my posing was dreadful. And then on the second class, I thought, you know, I've had a bit of an experience now and I was just ready to go out there and show my best self. So on the second one I was much more confident. I think I had a bit more sass to my posing. I'll go through my actual video of my posing later. I'm not the most naturally like graceful person, to be honest, but I definitely felt more confident, and I actually enjoyed it the second time I went on, whereas the first time I was just nervous and shaky. So definitely do 2 classes so you get that second chance at actually having that confidence once you've already been on stage once. So I guess the whole thing about being on stage is that it all boils down to that moment, and it's just so amazing to feel so proud of yourself for what you've achieved, because it is a big achievement. You know, bodybuilding is a mental game as much as it is a physical game, and being able to just show it off, have your loved ones there, you know, it does feel really special. So I'm very happy I did it, but definitely book 2 shows and just know that you need to practice that posing, practice holding that posing, because damn, it really hurts after coming off. Literally got off stage, massage my calves, take my shoes off, you know, sit there and go ah. But the second class it wasn't so bad because there were less people, so there was less time holding it, and I'd already practiced earlier on. So yes, let me know if this video is helpful. Let me know if there's anything else you want to know about going onto stage, and do be prepared that people will judge your body, and that is what you're paying them to do. As weird as it feels, it is what you expected. So thank you very much, and feel free to subscribe if you like my channel, and I will see you later.